Hey, good morning everybody. Aaron Kubitz, personal trainer, functional aesthetics EC. And in today's video, I want to discuss eating the elephant when it comes to achieving your health, weight loss, or fitness goals. So it's kind of maybe a little bit redundant. Maybe I'm, harping on the same thing again, but I'm going to come at it a little bit different way. So I see a lot of people posting on social media and stuff about the latest, that they're gonna do keto, or they're doing Whole30, or they're doing vegan, or a cleanse, or different things like that. And rather than trying a extreme approach, or going and doing P90X every day, or high intensity interval training every day, I might suggest that instead you begin with the end in mind. So years ago, I read a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and I think this book should be on everybody's bookshelf. Really good insights and stuff on how to increase your effectiveness, and ultimately this can lead to having a more successful life as well, when you're more effective in the way you do things. Well, the one part in the book, he talks about, like I said, beginning with the end in mind. What we meant with this is every time you start a project or an endeavor, think about it like you're building a house. Nobody go and build a house without first having a blueprint. You wouldn't build a car without having a blueprint for how the car is going to look as a finished product. You want to at least start out with a plan of what that final product should look like before you start worrying about how efficient you are or how hard you're working on the project. So the same thing comes with the health and fitness stuff. Just because your friend or celebrity, or you saw it in the news, with a particular diet or exercise strategy, does not mean that it's the right one for you. So you have to first start out and say, okay, what exactly do I want to achieve? If it's weight loss, how much weight do I want to lose? By when do I want to lose it? If it's building muscle, okay, how much muscle do I want to build? What do I want it to look like? Things like that. And then once you have that goal in mind, then you can go and start doing some research to figure out, okay, what will it take to achieve that goal? And then once you have, figured that out, now you can create a plan to achieve that goal. And then after you've created a plan, you have to look at and compare where you are currently at to where you would like to be. So, for example, if you want to go and run a marathon, but you're currently not even running at all, well, that might be a couple years down the road plan for you, So, the general guidelines are to start out by increasing your workout level by 10% each week. And you do that for, a month or so, or a couple months. Then you'll level off, maintain what you have, and then make another push. Now, a friend of mine years ago had pointed out, and accurately so, that 10% of zero is nothing. So they're kind of making a joke, but it makes sense. So in light of that, where you want to start off at is get up to a base level of fitness. So once you're at doing 20 minutes of strength training 3 times a week, 20 minutes of cardio 3 times a week is a good base level. And then from there, once you've hit that point, then you can maintain that level if that's, good enough for you. Or if you have more lofty goals, again, like I said, start increasing that level by 10% each week until you achieve the goal level of exercise that you're trying to get to. So the same thing goes with diet. So, you've determined, okay, I want to lose 10 pounds, right? And so the general guidelines for losing weight, unless you are extremely overweight, is to lose 1 to 2 pounds a week, and that's a safe weight to hit. So if you think about 3,300 calories in a pound, that'd be about reducing your calories by roughly 500 calories per day to achieve your goal weight loss. of 1 pound per week or slightly above. So now you have to look at, okay, how much food am I currently eating? And once you've determined how much food you're currently eating, then you can figure out, okay, how much, where can I make those cuts and stuff. And as I've mentioned in previous videos, it makes it much easier if you first start out, instead of trying to make the change all at once, start out by adopting healthier habits first and getting a good structured, balanced diet if you're not already doing that first, that, before you try to lose any weight at all. This I found actually makes it really easy to just slightly manipulate the variables in your diet, and you can achieve your goals relatively painlessly. So now once you've figured out what you want to do, so for example, you can, just like with the exercise, instead of going right into marathon training right away, that you need to get down to this calorie level, and you need to have these certain amount of macronutrients that you need to have. But instead of jumping right into their cold turkey, so for example, maybe you're having a personal pizza, a bag of chips, and a soda or something like that for lunch, and maybe that's kind of like an average thing that you would do, right? So instead of completely changing it over to having a chicken breast, baked potato, and a broccoli or something like that, you could say, well, let's swap out the pop for a piece of fruit. And once you've become comfortable with that, you can maintain that for a week or two. Okay, let's swap out those chips for some vegetables. And I want to point out here too that just because something is healthy doesn't mean that you can just eat that calories don't matter. Generally, healthy foods would be less calorie dense, but you still have to make sure that you're not eating more calories than because like if you added a bunch of dip or something or dressing to your salad smothered in cheese, it might actually be more calorie dense than those chips, and thus defeating the purpose of what you're trying to do there. So now once you've achieved that, now you go on to your next meal and you start moving your macronutrients around until you achieve the balance that you're looking for that meal. Then once you're consistently eating balanced meals for all your main meals and your snacks and stuff like that, you're getting good healthy whole foods in, then you can start to consider, okay, now where do I want to start making the cuts to achieve my diet? So in summary, think like an archaeologist. What I mean by this is basically, instead of taking a bulldozer to your goals, chip away at them consistently over time. And this way you won't fatigue yourself. Every once in a while, take a break and stop increasing the level of what you're doing. Stop decreasing the level of food you're taking in. Just maintain what you have and then go at it again. I've actually found in my personal experience is that in life, oftentimes the more you want something and the harder you try to get something, the more it resists you. I found this to be true, like with me, since I've been doing this fitness stuff for a long time, and I'm basically where I want to be. I don't have to, if life got busy or something like that and I wanted to cut back a little bit, or even sometimes inadvertently, I'll get leaner. And it's because I'm just slightly hungry, all the time. Not extremely hungry, but just a little bit hungry. And then I just kind of whittle away at it over a period of months. Whereas the person who has a lot of weight that they want to lose and they're like desperate, all of a sudden they're like, how did I get to this point? And now all of a sudden you want to lose a bunch of weight. And so they try to take drastic measures. And so oftentimes they don't get as good of results as I do, just because I don't care as much and I take a longer, more patient approach to achieving the goals. So in closing, focused intensity plus time equals success. So guys, thanks for watching. See y'all next time for more health and fitness related information.